my name is Father Larry Richards, author of the book Just Live It, Living the 10 Principles of the World's Most Famous Prayer, which is the Lord's Prayer, of course. Today we deal with the phrase, who art in heaven. And that brings us to the third principle. Our home is in heaven. Do you ever long for heaven? Now, I often say when I have a funeral, I always tell people, you know, heaven is much nicer than Boston or wherever the person happens to live. And people go, oh, really, Father? Because what happens is we try to make this world our home. But listen, this world isn't our home. You were not created for this place. You were created for eternity. And the reason that's important is because when we say God, our Father, who art in heaven, that's the place where God dwells. And so if we're in love with somebody, we want to be with the person we love the most. We want to be with our Father. You see, when we come to know that we're loved by our Father, I mean really loved, and we love Him back, then love by definition wants to be with the ones we love. So when we talk about heaven, it tells us that we have a destiny, we have a goal, that everything we do now on earth got to be with the end in mind. Well, what I do now get me to want to be with my Father forever. Well, what I do now and what I live now get me on my road to heaven. Since God is in heaven, that's got to be my desire to be in heaven. Is that your desire? If not, ask God for that longing, that you want to be with Him more than anyone else. And you'll do that when you know that you're loved, and when you experience that when I go to pray, you do realize what happens. You get to go to heaven. Prayer isn't just a burden we say, or a burden we do. Prayer is entering into the presence of Almighty Father, our God. And so when we pray, we enter into heaven. So the more you pray, the more you experience heaven, and the more you want heaven. So pray with our Father who is in heaven, with a desire to be with Him. My name is Father Larry Richards, author of the book Just Live It. God bless you.